check it. Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're going to be looking at AMC stock. I'm also going to quickly check on Bitcoin and the overall stock market as well, letting you guys know the news you need to know about today. We got the FOMC meeting. We also got more bank failures. I'm going to get you guys up to date on that as well. And we're going to look at AMC because AMC is looking beautiful. Guys, I think we were on the verge of a precipice here, but we're going to see what's up in the charts, the facts, and the data. Let's go. This video, we're going to be looking at the overall market, the stock market, getting you guys up to date on the bank crashes and the bank crisis. We're also going to look at the stock market technical analysis, what I'm looking at for the stock market overall. And we're going to check our favorite meme stock, AMC. I'm going to show you guys what to expect. I think we're on the beginning of a precipice for AMC. And we're going to quickly look at the Bitcoin cryptocurrency markets as well. So let's go ahead and hop in the charts and see what is up. So guys, basically, after that dump yesterday, we had a little bit of recovery on the SPY, but it is now currently red. And we have the Fed's meetings, or the Fed's interest rates decision coming up. So there is going to be volatility in the market. The Fed speaks at 2:30 today. Get ready for volatility. I think it's going to be a 25 basis point rate hike. I think that is what the market is expecting as well. So there shouldn't be that much volatility, but any additional hawkish language from the Fed could cause the markets to temporarily see some downside, or any dovish behavior could cause the markets to temporarily pump. But guys, do not get played in a temporary pump on the smaller time frame. If you look at the bigger time frame, the bigger picture to see what's really going on, we have this weekly sell signal on the weekly time frame for the S&P 500, and we are forming a massive bear flag. And I do think the S&P 500 is going to top out here and slowly come back down and retest these levels of 390, 395, that area. And if we break below that 395, 390 area, you could see major downside for the S&P 500 if it breaks this bear flag. So if we break down and retest it and move to the downside, you could easily see these red levels here at 328 or lower for the S&P 500. These are the price targets for that bear flag, as you guys can see, which is absolutely massive for the S&P 500. And if we look at the psychology for the market, you guys can see that the psychology of the market is also saying this as well. People are in the complacency stage, and this is what I'm looking at. So if we go ahead and look at this psychology and market chart, you guys can see that there's hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria. Now what happens after that massive bull run is you have a slight pullback, you bottom, and this looks exactly like the S&P 500 chart. You can almost overlay the S&P 500 chart over top of this, and it looks exactly the same. As you guys can see, the wicks and everything look the same. We are going to have more downside for the S&P 500. In my personal opinion, everyone is still bullish. They think that the bull run is going to continue, and this is called the complacency stage. Now, and it's, look, we just need to cool off for the next rally. That's what everyone's thinking. That's not what's going to happen. You're going to see pullback, and then when that floor breaks out, you're going to see anxiety, denial, and panic, and people are actually going to capitulate. This was not the bottom of the market. I did not see true capitulation. We are going to see more downside, in my personal opinion. I think the fundamentals and the psychology and the charts are all backing that up. Now, if we go ahead and look at the Bitcoin market, I think the Bitcoin market is already bottomed. As you guys can see, Bitcoin had this nice rally to the upside and has a structural difference of the market than the overall market. I think it's going to decouple from the markets and be a great hedge against the inflationary crash that we are going to see. So guys, as you guys can see, Bitcoin had this huge rally, and then I was in the markets. We all thought it was going to go back up. We just need to cool off. This was the complacency stage here. Guys, we had way more downside to go. Now Bitcoin has bottomed. In my personal opinion, we have this buy signal on the weekly time frame, as you guys can see, fundamentally different from the stock market, and we are now in a overall uptrend, breaking out of this falling wedge, while the overall market is in a bear flag. The falling wedge is a bullish continuation pattern, the same thing that AMC is in on the macro time frame. And speaking of macro, guys, you need to zoom out when in doubt. This is what's going on in the bigger picture. I like to look at the bigger things, the macro. That way you don't have to worry about everyday movements, and you can see where we're going in the future. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC as well. Again, a falling wedge, and this is a bullish continuation pattern to the upside. We can go ahead and look it up just for the people that are new. I pull this up all the time, but everyone can see, just so you guys know. go ahead and type in falling wedge. It's a bullish continuation pattern. As you guys can see, you have a run to the upside, and then you have a continuation and another run to the upside. As you guys can see, run to the upside, then you have your falling wedge and another run to the upside, meeting higher highs. AMC and Bitcoin are both breaking out of beautiful falling wedges. So this is what I'm looking at. I think Bitcoin is structurally different than the markets, and I think it's going to be taking off. As you guys can see, structurally different and decoupling from the markets, a great way to hedge against the crash that is coming. I also think SQQQ is a great way to hedge as well. SQQQ goes up 3 times X when the market goes down. As you guys can see, last time the market crashed, this thing went from about 20 bucks all the way to $68. As you guys can see, $27 to $68 from the last top to bottom run, and I think it's going to go all the way from down from here all the way back up, or possibly much higher. So a great buy as well, in my personal opinion, if we are looking at everything. So guys, let's go ahead and check out AMC. So AMC is looking ridiculous. Okay, look at this bullish engulfing that we got on the 4-hour time frame. This engulfed all of the bearish candles. As you guys can see, a great reversal candle. I think we are going to start running up into earnings. Now, I want everyone to be aware of one thing. I think they're going to try to short us down on earnings day, but guys, they are going to need it. AMC fundamentally is becoming better and better and better. Think about it. Would you want to short a stock that the price keeps going up and up and up? As you guys can see, price keeps going up and up and up. Cost to borrow is at 200, 170%. So you're paying an extreme amount to open your short position and hold your short position. Would you want to short a company that keeps doing better and better on earnings? And I think the answer is no. If you're a short position and you have a short position and you have a stock that keeps going up, so you're in the red, you're paying extra just to hold it, so you're even losing more money, and the earnings are becoming fundamentally better each and every time, would you keep holding that short position? The answer is no. Could you even hold that short position? The answer is no. Guys, I think this earnings is going to be detrimental for the shorts, and we are going to see a change coming in AMC stock. As you guys can see, AMC has been melting up day after day after day. The short pressure is being relieved, and we are going to move to the upside. And now that we don't have this huge sloping resistance over our head, that 2-year downtrend, the next time AMC runs, it's going to keep going and going and going. We are starting an uptrend on AMC. If you guys see on the macro, we're going to start a uptrend. This is your uptrend. Now we had a falling wedge. We are going to start another uptrend. And if you look, AMC has been melting up. This thing is going to go parabolic soon. I do believe that. I think earnings is going to help that. I think Friday they might try to short us down, but shortly after earnings, I do think we will be trading in the $8 to $10 range, at least above $6. And if you guys look at the call options chain as well, I do think we're going to be at $8 to $10 next week, at least above $6 in my personal opinion. If we look, if we get above that $5 to $6 range, which is exactly what I'm looking at for the breakout. So if we go ahead and check out our breakout target, so if you go ahead and check out this ascending triangle right here. So if we can get above $5.80 and hold that, $5.75 and hold that, which we are trying to do right now, and hold it as support, retest this and bounce it upside, you will see AMC go to at least $6.15, $6. Now, if we can get above that $6 and $6.15 range and hold that as support, AMC could blast off easily to $8 to $10. As you guys can see, we have enough gamma here as always to push us to the upside and see us go higher once we get above that $5 to $6 range. And AMC loves to run once it gets above that $6 range. And if it can get above the $8 to $12 range, we could see massive price action for AMC. This is the golden zone, I call it. And this has little support and resistance after this zone. And you could see AMC start to fly once we get above $8 to $12. And that's why they try to keep us below that. So I'm thinking we're going to start approaching that golden zone and start to take off. In my personal opinion, I think a new bull trend is coming for AMC, and times are changing. If you look at the macro, we're about to get a bullish cross on the monthly time frame. It doesn't get false signals. We are going to see a massive run for AMC. And I'm not just talking about one. I'm talking about something like this, where we have a run up, a pop to the upside, then we come back down and we have another pop to the upside. That is what I'm looking at for the bigger picture. Again, these things are going to take time. If you're looking at everyday movement, you're going to get discouraged. But if you look at the bigger picture, you're going to be okay. So guys, this is what I'm looking at for AMC stock. I do think we are good to go. in my personal opinion, and looking fine, if you ask me. So this is what I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and look at the data and see what we're looking at for the data right now. So cost of borrow sitting at 170%. Again, I want to warn you guys about the short shares that they are trying to get. I think they're trying to get at least 1.5 million short shares for Friday and try to dump them all, but they're going to need them. As you guys can see, they've been trying to short us down, but they are having troubles, but they're slowly accumulating shares and then letting it run a little bit. But I think it's just going to be too late, and this thing is getting out of control, if you ask me, especially with all these banks failing, especially with the economy going down and the cost of borrow rates that we are seeing. Now, if you look at the failure delivers, the FTDs, 18 million FTDs. So if AMC does squeeze, this thing will be absolutely massive. And we do have T plus 35 closeout dates, and I do think these will be a massive problem for the shorts. I think they've been kicking them down the can, trying not to cover these FTDs, but once they realize they can't erase them with the reverse split, this is going to be a huge problem in my personal opinion. And the longer we have, the more time we have, the more time we have for this mess to unravel and them to lose control. So that's what I'm looking at as well. Short interest is great, 26.62%. Again, short interest slowly climbing to the upside. This is exactly what we're going to see for a massive short squeeze, and these numbers are insane. Just the data alone on AMC is absolutely insane. I love looking at the data. These numbers are absolute squeeze numbers, and they are absolute numbers to go insane. So I do think we're going to see a bullish uptrend and something that we haven't seen for AMC before. But guys, this is basically everything I have for you. Again, Fed's meeting, or the Fed is speaking at 2:30. Expect volatility. If they are hawkish, expect it to dump. If they are dovish, expect us to pump. But in the overall long run, I do think we're going to see a market crash. I think we're going to see lower lows. It's very obvious that this is a bear flag. In the psychology of the market, the fundamentals of the market are not good. The economy is not good. Inflation is going out of control. And the technicals are very, very clear on what they're saying. I normally just go off technicals alone. And as you guys can see, I analyze all the data, but as you guys can see, the technicals are very clear that we're in a bear flag and we're going to push to the downside. We're in the complacency stage, and I could even tell by the way people reacted when I said the market's going to crash. They were like, "Oh no, no, it's not." That's the definition of complacency. So we will see that pullback. In my personal opinion, I believe that Bitcoin is changing from the market. I think it's decoupling from stocks, and I think it's fundamentally structured different now. I think it's a fundamentally different thing, and as the market matures, it will become more and more evident. I think the price for Bitcoin is absolutely going to skyrocket. As you guys can see on the monthly time frame, we're about to get this bullish MACD cross on Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin almost correlating with AMC, if you guys can see. It's the falling wedge, the monthly cross. So guys, just on the side note for that, just a little tinfoil hat theory right there. Cryptocurrency and AMC do kind of run together. I have noticed that holding it over time. And we've seen this last run up, that's when AMC ran, but I digress. As you guys can see, this is the video. As always, have fun, stay safe, make money, and you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more Data Zero updates. I talk about my stocks, crypto all day long. I think AMC is absolutely going to pop. Guys, we are looking good. As always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, guys, that was the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content like this. And remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more Data Zero updates. Talk about my stocks, trades, crypto all day long. So if you find any of that interesting, go ahead and check us out. Got a great community as well. Growing, thriving, everyone dropping information, adding value to the community. So go ahead and check us out. Link down in the comment section description below. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.